Good afternoon, dear students. In this video lecture, I will be teaching you fundamental concepts of algebra. So, as the name suggests, fundamental concepts. So, we will be learning some basics of the algebra. In algebra, mostly we see the constants and the variables, that x, y, z, p, q, r, s. Where we see these are the parts of algebra. So, algebra is a branch of mathematics which mostly deals with the constants and variables and the equations, framing of equations actually. Now, as you all know, what is a variable? The symbol whose value is not fixed. Those symbols whose values are not fixed. Now, what does that mean? Suppose I write x, y, a, z, b. All these are what? These all are symbols, right? A, B, C, D is in alphabets, but in terms of mathematics, in case of mathematics, these all are treated as symbols like alpha, beta, gamma. These all are what? These all are variables. These all are symbols. It does not have a fixed value. Like in question number 1, if I solve, I get x is equal to 5. In another question, I may get x is equal to 7. So depending upon the condition and the situation, the values of x and y keeps on changing. So that is why these are all called as a symbol whose value is not fixed. Then another term we have, another symbol whose value is fixed, like constant. Those symbols whose values are fixed, like 5. 5 is a number, it is a digit, it is everywhere same. Wherever you write, it will be called as 5 only. Its numerical value is fixed. If I say 2.1, its value is fixed. If I say pi value is 3.14, right? So these all are fixed values. So these all have fixed values. These all are also constants or symbols only. Pi is what? It is a symbol. Pi is a symbol, so it is called as constant, but his numerical value is fixed. Here 5 is also a numerical value and it is a symbol only in terms of mathematics. It is a digit, it is 2.1, again a symbol, a digit. So these all are treated as digit as well as numbers and symbols. So if I make use of these two or any one, then they will form an expression. Like I say x plus 5. This is what? This is called as algebraic expression. Algebraic expression. All these things you all must have read in class 6 and 7. In class 6 also we have discussed fundamental concepts and operations. Class 7 also. So class 8 also same thing. But just to give an introduction to this chapter, I am writing all these things. So these all are called expression, algebraic expression. Why it is called algebraic expression? Because we are expressing the variables and constants. These all are parts of algebra. So it is termed as algebraic expression. So if I write xy plus 5, right? Now, what is the difference between these two? This is also an algebraic expression. This is also an algebraic expression. But this algebraic expression is in one variable. One variable. And this is in two variable algebraic expression. Understood? One variable algebraic expression. This is two variable. Why? X and y are two variables. So these are called as algebraic expression of two variables, algebraic expression of one variable. Now another name of this is also called as polynomial. Polynomial expression. Polynomial expression. Why it is called polynomial? The word poly means many, nomial means terms. Here I may be having n number of terms, so it will be called as poly, many terms. Here actually we are having two terms, here we are having two terms. So these will be called as, they are separated by plus minus. Plus. So always terms will be separated. Terms will be separated by either plus or minus. There is no other symbol, mathematical operation which will separate two terms. Now, if we multiply x into y, it will become one term. If we write x upon 5, this is one term. If I write xy, it is again one term. But if I write x plus y, then it becomes two terms. If I write x minus y, it again becomes two terms. So always remember, when two variables or variables constants or constants of different magnitude, different, it means not constant, sorry, two different variables are separated by either plus or minus, then that means there are two terms. Here we are having one term. This will be called as one term. If we are having plus minus symbol, then it will be called as two terms or more than two terms. Now, one more thing, when we have any, suppose a variable in the denominator, if I have x upon y, this will not be called as polynomial. This is not a polynomial. This is not a polynomial, my dear students. You are not going to say this as a polynomial. Why? The condition for a polynomial is that it should satisfy n into a raised power n, where n is positive, or a raised power n, where n is positive integer. It should always be positive number. Like x will be x raised power minus y, because of this minus 1, this will not be called as polynomial. If I have x raised power y1, then it is a polynomial. If I have x upon 5, then this is a polynomial. That means when we have a variable in the denominator, then that term will not be called as a polynomial. If we have a constant in the denominator, then that particular term will be treated as a polynomial. It will be treated as a term. So based on this, we have some of the questions. Now, one more thing I have to discuss here is about the degree of the polynomial. Suppose I have x square plus 5y plus z5. Now, what is the degree of this polynomial? This is was second 3 degree what is that? 3 variable polynomial. It will be called as 3 variable polynomial because of x, y and z. 3 variables are there. But what is the degree? Here highest power is 2. Here highest power is 1. Here highest power is 5. So comparing and seeing the highest power of the entire polynomial, we have to see the highest power of the entire polynomial, and that power will become the degree of the polynomial. That means here z is equal to 5, so degree will be equal to 5. Understood? We have to see the power of all the variables, and then we have to see which variable has the highest degree. If that means highest power, raised power, okay, we have already studied exponents, so raised power 5. So 5 is greater than 1 power and 2 power, so the degree of this polynomial will be called as 5. If I have, suppose xy, or you say x square y plus 3y cube plus 7z power 4, suppose, okay. Now highest power z is here equal to raised power 4. Now y raised power 3, and then here you see the power of y is 1 and this x square is 2. That means 2 power plus 1. So their power will be added. So cumulatively of one term, the power is equal to 3. The power of this particular term is 3. The power of this particular term is 4. So depending upon the powers, 3, 3, 4. So the degree will become the highest value. Highest value. So we have to add the powers of the terms of the variable terms, and then see if this power increases the other degree, then definitely this would have become the degree of the entire polynomial. But right now it is not true. If I have like x raised power 2, y raised power 3 plus 3z power 5, 3z power 4, okay. If we have 3z power 5, x, right, like x square y cube plus 3z power 4. Now what is this is one term, this is another term, right? The variable has the power of 3 plus 2, that means 5, power of 5 variable, total power, and here we are having 4. So what is the degree of this expression? It will be called as 5. The degree of this expression will be called as 5. Now I will be solving some of the questions of your exercise. Now you all may be knowing about the terms like terms and unlike terms. Like if I say x plus y plus x 3x plus 2y for an example. So this is an x, this is also x. So these two are called as like terms. So x plus 3x will be equal to 4x, and then y plus y will be equal to 3y. So ultimately how we can add, we can write like x plus of 3x plus y plus 2y. That means this will be equal to 4x and this will be equal to 3y, like this. Like terms and unlike terms, I hope all of you know. That is why I did not discuss, but anyhow once again I wrote that like terms means having same variables and unlike terms means having same different variables. Now question number 1, identify the literals and the constants. So x is what? Is a literal, 2 is a constant. All these terms are very questions are very simple. Then question number 2 says find the number of terms in each of the following. 5. Question number 1 means question number 2 subpart 1 5. So how many terms are there? One term. Then if you have 11 y upon 11, this is again one term. Then in the same way we are having number of terms. You all can identify the monomial, binomial and trinomial. Monomial means having one term, binomial 2 terms and trinomial 3 terms. I hope all of you know all these things, no need to discuss on these. And then we have in the term minus 6 upon a raised power 4, b raised power 5, c raised power 5, find the coefficient of each of the following. Now finding the coefficients, like if I have 3x square y, 3xy. Now 3 is the numerical coefficient of xy. 3 is called the numerical coefficient of xy. If I have x will be called as the coefficient of 3y. X is the literal coefficient of 3y. Then y will be called as literal coefficient of 3x. So all the three are called coefficient of one another. Like here in question number 4 they have given minus 6 upon 7, a raised power 4, b raised power 5, c raised power cube. Find the coefficients. A raised power 4 coefficient will be minus 6 upon 7. Remaining terms, excluding that particular term. If I say what is the coefficient of 3, that means you hide 3 and then see which all terms are left, which all variables or constants are left. Those remaining terms, those remaining alphabets or constants will be treated as the coefficient of that particular number. Like if I have 6 raised power 7, a raised power 4, b raised power 5 and c raised power 3, then if anyone asks what is the coefficient of a raised power 4, that means you remove this a and then write all the numbers. So this will be the coefficient. If anyone say what is the coefficient of c cube, so you remove c cube, then you write minus 6 by 7, a raised power 4 and b raised power 5. No need of cancelling. Here I am just cancelling or to show that you have to hide that particular number and then write the remaining numbers. This is the meaning of the coefficient of any terms. Now identify the like terms from each of the following. Like terms having same variables, having same powers, like that. And then we have identify the polynomials and then write the expression. If a polynomial is having, if any of the term is having variables in the denominator, then that particular whole expression will not be a polynomial. If any of the term in the given polynomial expression, in the given expression, not polynomial expression, in the given expression is having variable then in the denominator, then that particular expression will not be called as the polynomial. Other than that, all other terms whose powers of the variables are positive will be considered to be a polynomial. And I hope with this idea, this much idea, you all will be able to solve the very simple questions of your exercise. That is one exercise, and I hope you will not feel any trouble in solving that. Thank you.